Jalen Washington has entered the transfer portal, the second North Carolina name in the portal in the last 24 hours. This is your forward that you watched start 16 games this season. He averaged 6 points a game, 4 rebounds. A shakeup in the front court's exactly what you asked for. What does Jalen Washington leaving mean to you?
What does it mean to me? Man, I don't want to besmirch the kid's name. He's a really good kid. I always enjoy talking to him in like press conferences and everything, but Carolina needed to upgrade. There were too many times like he got on the court this year, particularly down the stretch of the season, and the opponent would go on an 8-0 run or something like that. I think there's always been some like tantalizing flashes with him. He's a pretty good finisher despite his slight frame. Like he would every once in a while have a really emphatic dunk that came out of nowhere. I would say he's not a non-shooter. There is some potential there. I've always thought his like jumper looks kind of funky, but I think he's made what? He's only made like 11 threes in his career. Maybe that's enticing to some coach who runs like a five-out system and wants to get him some more looks behind the arc. Good mid-range shooter, can make plays as a roller, but I think pretty limited in terms of feel, playmaking. Like you're not going to use him to make reads at the top of the key. You're not really going to use him out of dribble handoffs, or if you are, there has to be some development there. And then the main concern is the defensive side of the ball. I would say he has some decent instincts blocking shots and stuff, but like it's just the lack of strength where he gets knocked back too often. Like there was a possession in the first half of the Ole Miss tournament game where, I mean, Ole Miss was already on their run and Jalen Washington comes in the game and he just got completely punked by Malik Dia, who just took him straight to the basket, like leaned a shoulder in him, knocked him back 3 steps, scored right over him. So yeah, like I said, so good kid. Seems like a nice guy, easy to talk to, but yeah, just not Carolina caliber.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to really do true analysis that doesn't cross the line of just being antagonistic here. Everybody knows that North Carolina's front court wasn't good enough this year. You had former North Carolina greats commenting on this in the middle of the season. That's got to be hard to be a player in that situation with a role that you're just not executing at the level needed. And not a surprise whatsoever to see him depart. Would be a nice redemption story. We've seen players go through something like this before and find the correct level, find the right landing spot that optimizes them and just becomes a breath of fresh air. So I think
Hmm.
everyone, even North Carolina fans, everyone involved, I think is rooting for that to happen before the end of Jalen Washington's career. We don't have a list that I've seen, which is a little funny to me, to be honest, because like someone goes in the portal and normally within 24 hours, it's like all this reporting on blah, 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 everybody wants him. And Jalen Washington went in the portal and 24 hours later, it's like, he's in the
No.
portal. So what do you expect to be the suitors, even just a level? Like where's he gonna end up here?
Yeah, I wouldn't be like completely surprised if another high major took a shot on him, but I think he'd fit better going down to like the A10 or the Missouri Valley. He's from Indiana, so maybe he tries to like catch on with Josh Schertz at Indiana State. I think that would be a really good fit for him. Nice kind of, he'd be a nice compliment to Robbie Avila. Is Avila back this year? Is he out of eligibility?
Think he's out, but I could be wrong on that.
Because like it wouldn't be the replacement where Avila is like the playmaker. You know, you can run like grenade action with him and have guards cutting all around him and everything. You're not going to do that with Washington, but yeah, kind of again A10 Mo Valley type player to me. Who won the Valley this year?
Drake,
Oh, it was
right?
Drake. Yeah,
Yeah.
Drake. I'm trying to think if there's any like I could see him fitting in at like a Northern Iowa, something like that. Belmont would be a good fit for him. If he wanted to stay in the state, I could see him playing at like Davidson.
Yeah.
That would be, I think Davidson, the way they featured their bigs before, and he has like a ton of offensive skill. Maybe I shouldn't say a ton, but like he's pretty strong in the paint to where I could see him putting up decent numbers at a school like that.
Avila's actually listed as only a junior, so maybe he could slide in at St. Louis there. How about I
Oh, I
like
said Indiana State and I meant St. Louis. That's me. That's on
no, it's
me.
okay. We understood what you were going for. But we Belmont. This is Cade Tyson collateral.
Yeah, let's pay him back.
Yeah, this is like you got Cade Tyson for a player to be named later. Everybody assumed that Belmont would like cash that in on like an awesome stud because Cade Tyson's great, and instead it's like you punished us, now we're gonna punish you. Take our center that can't do anything. It's kind of
I've
perfect, right?
wow. Okay, get Carter. Do you remember the name Carter Witt?
Yeah, Yep.
He was a North Carolina kid who started out at Wake, then to Furman, then was at Belmont this year. So like,
Yeah.
why not continue that Carolina connection and bring in Jalen Washington? There's a lot of ties here between these two programs.
Honestly, send Cade Tyson back too.
Yeah, I
Right?
think that would be smart. Do it, return them both. I'm sure they're good friends.
Let's do the
They
boomerang transfer back to Belmont. I like that fit. And yeah, Carter Witt, by the way, once a priority Juwan Howard target, which makes a lot of sense years later.
he was on Carolina recruiting boards as well. I think it was the hair. It was literally like the golden locks that I think people have. It was like, oh, you know what would be sick if this white dude with blonde, long, curly hair was a high major point guard.
There was once a heated debate over Carter Witt versus Frankie Collins, and I am happy to report that I took the right side of history on that one, which is to say both these guys stink. I
All
love
right,
portal season, man. Don't you love it? It's great, isn't
I
it?
do. I'm like deep diving. I'm deep diving Belmont season stats. And let me just say, they could use a 6'10 guy, 6'10, 6'11 center right now. They got Jonathan Pierre. Remember when he was like the D2 transfer who was had like 50 D1 schools reaching out to him. He started out at Memphis. He's there. Like they could use a little size in the front court with someone like Jalen Washington. And I feel like Belmont's the type of school that usually likes to take a lot of threes. And maybe that's the next place where he continues to refine his jump shot, plays in a 5-out system. Could see it happening.
I could see that happening too. Let me throw the devil timeline out. Go to NC State. Will Wade.
I I can't think of, he's not a Will Wade big, dude.
No?
No, because when I think of Will Wade teams, like Will Wade teams have like versatile front court players who are quick, who have good defensive instincts, who are going to be like, who are able to hard hedge or blitz a ball screen and force a steal. That's not Washington's game at all.
Okay. I'm just hoping.
Maybe like if you want to stick in the ACC, I could see him being a Shrews type of big. Go to
He's kind
Notre
of seems
Dame.
like a Tom Izzo big, no?
If he was a sophomore, honestly, he probably should have gone to Izzo after like his freshman or sophomore year to have 2 years to develop.
Yeah.
Because I would trust Izzo to get the most out of Washington just with what he's. I mean, he of like bigs on Izzo's roster. I guess you could say Book and Kohler definitely have more natural talent. But if Izzo turns Apala and Cooper into rotation pieces, then yeah, I think he could definitely do that with Washington.
I'm gonna say he's an Izzo big in the sense that like he could start, play 5 minutes a game, stink, and it doesn't matter, and the team's still really good. Like, yeah, I don't know. It could work.
He would look really good in green and white.
He would. He'd look great in the uniform. Reclamation project, maybe. All right. Well, Jalen Washington, good luck. I do think everyone here is rooting for you to land in a spot that helps your career. So good luck to you, my friend.
It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.